Hebo. Thousands of fans shocked by Taehyung's performance on the ARIRANG tour as his every move becomes a major talking point. Could one performance really be enough to leave thousands of fans speechless, ignite an emotional wave across the ARMY community, and turn a single moment on stage into one of the most talked-about scenes of the ARIRANG tour? That is the question many fans have been asking after Taehyung appeared on stage and delivered a performance that, according to reactions circulating among fans, seemed to exceed expectations in ways few people saw coming. What happened during those unforgettable moments? And why did so many fans describe themselves as shocked, emotional, and unable to look away? Before we go deeper into the story, tell us what you think about Taehyung's latest ARIRANG tour performance. Did you expect him to deliver a performance like this, or did he surprise you as well? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy following the latest BTS and Taehyung stories, do not forget to like this article, subscribe, and stay connected for more updates. Because this performance may have contained more than what first appeared on the surface. The atmosphere surrounding the ARIRANG tour had already been filled with anticipation, excitement, and enormous expectations. Whenever Taehyung steps onto a major stage, fans know that something memorable can happen. His presence has a way of changing the atmosphere almost immediately. Even before he begins singing, the reaction from the crowd can become louder, more emotional, and more intense. Yet this time, according to fan reactions and circulating accounts, there was a different feeling in the air. It was as if thousands of people were waiting for one particular moment without knowing exactly what that moment would be. Then Taehyung appeared. For many fans, the first few seconds were enough to change the entire mood of the venue. The lights, the music, the enormous crowd, and the anticipation all seemed to converge around him. What followed became the subject of emotional reactions from fans who described themselves as stunned by his confidence, stage presence, vocal delivery, expressions, and ability to command attention. But perhaps the biggest surprise was not simply that Taehyung performed well. It was the way he seemed to transform the stage around him. A performance can be technically impressive without becoming emotionally unforgettable. Another performance can be visually spectacular but disappear from people's memories shortly afterward. Taehyung's appearance on the ARIRANG tour, however, generated a different kind of reaction among many fans. The discussion was not limited to one particular aspect. Instead, fans appeared to be talking about everything at once: his expressions, his movements, his charisma, his vocal moments, the atmosphere inside the venue, and the unexpected emotional impact of watching him perform. That combination is precisely what made the moment so powerful. For fans who had followed Taehyung throughout his career, there was something familiar about his ability to surprise people. He has repeatedly demonstrated that he does not need to rely on one formula to capture attention. His appeal can come from a subtle facial expression, a quiet gesture, a powerful vocal phrase, a sudden change in energy, or simply the way he looks across an enormous audience. During the ARIRANG tour, that ability once again appeared to become one of the central reasons fans could not stop talking about him. According to reactions circulating within the fan community, many viewers entered the performance expecting Taehyung to deliver the level of quality they had already come to associate with him. Instead, some fans said they felt as though they were watching a different side of him. His confidence appeared stronger. His movements seemed more deliberate. His expressions appeared to communicate emotion even when he was not singing. And that is where the story becomes particularly interesting. Why would a performance that fans already expected to be impressive still manage to shock them? The answer may lie in the difference between expectation and experience. Fans can watch rehearsal clips, previous performances, photographs, interviews, and countless videos online. They can imagine what a live performance might feel like. They can discuss possible set lists, speculate about stage arrangements, and analyze every available detail. Yet none of that can completely reproduce the atmosphere of seeing an artist standing directly in front of tens of thousands of people. Live performance changes everything. The sound feels different. The lights feel different. The crowd becomes part of the performance, and the artist responds to that energy. Taehyung has always possessed a distinctive relationship with audiences. Rather than simply performing toward a crowd, he often appears to absorb the atmosphere around him and return it through his expressions and body language. That quality can become particularly powerful in a stadium environment, where even a small gesture can produce an enormous reaction. During this ARIRANG tour moment, that dynamic appeared to reach another level. As the performance unfolded, fans reportedly began reacting more intensely. Cheers grew louder. People raised their phones. Others appeared overwhelmed by emotion. Some fans described moments when they simply stopped recording because they wanted to experience the scene directly. That detail is revealing. In the modern concert era, fans often record memorable moments because they want to preserve them forever. Yet when an unexpected moment becomes emotionally powerful enough, some people instinctively put their phones down. They simply watch. They simply listen. They simply feel. And that may be one of the clearest signs that something unusual has happened on stage. Taehyung's performance reportedly created exactly that kind of atmosphere for many people. There was also another element that made the reaction especially intense: surprise. Fans expected Taehyung. They did not necessarily expect that version of Taehyung. The distinction matters. An artist can meet expectations while still delivering something predictable. But when an artist takes familiar strengths and combines them in an unexpected way, the audience experiences a completely different emotional response. Instead of thinking, "This is exactly what I expected," fans begin thinking, "I did not know he could make this moment feel like this." That is where surprise becomes part of the performance itself. And according to the reactions circulating among fans, surprise was everywhere. Some fans focused on Taehyung's stage presence. Others discussed his expressions. Some emphasized his vocals, while others were fascinated by his movements. There were also fans who appeared most affected by the emotional atmosphere of the performance rather than any single technical detail. Different people saw different moments, but they reached a similar conclusion. Taehyung had their attention. Completely. The ARIRANG tour itself provided a significant backdrop for this reaction. A large-scale BTS project naturally carries enormous expectations because the group has spent years building one of the most dedicated global fan communities in contemporary music. Every major performance becomes more than entertainment. For many ARMY members, it becomes an emotional gathering point. That emotional connection is especially important when discussing Taehyung. His relationship with fans has never been based solely on music. His personality, visual identity, artistic preferences, humor, emotional expressions, and distinctive communication style have all contributed to the bond audiences feel with him. Therefore, when he walks onto a stage, fans are not merely watching a singer. They are watching someone whose career has become part of their own memories. That is why a powerful performance can have such an immediate emotional effect. For one fan, it may remind them of the first BTS song they ever heard. For another, it may recall a difficult period when BTS's music provided comfort. For someone else, it may simply be an unforgettable night spent surrounded by thousands of people who share the same passion.